Hello, everybody. This is Seventh Mando, and today we're gonna be looking at the original Dinobot toy from Beast Wars 1996. Start off with, I am really excited about this figure. I am happy I got this figure. Dinobot is the most appealing character in Beast Wars to me. For some reason. So let's just start with, well, what he is. Originally, this is a Velociraptor, you know, what they look like back then. Right now they're saying it could be a Utah Raptor. I don't care. It's a Velociraptor. It'll always be a Velociraptor. I don't care what scientists say. That's what he is. So, let's continue. Let's see, he's sort of a pinkish tan with some chocolate brown stripes, and the only thing that bugs me about this mode, well, there's two things, but the first one is that, you see that? That is clear, translucent, orange plastic for the ribs. Really? I get it. I get that it's the 90s. They didn't have that, you know, they were still, you know, getting used to the whole beast warmer thing. But really? Really? But anyway, other than that, you know, I will get into the tail later. However, I mean, he's nice representation. Well, actually, I can't say that. The show is a better representation of the toy, and I will say this. For the show, if you guys don't know this, the toys came first before the animation models. So they based the models after toys. However, they also took a few liberties. But anyway, let's start, you know, getting into this. So, first off, we're going to be looking at the articulation. The legs, the beast legs, are on a swivel. Let's see. Hinge. Another swivel. Hinge. Hinges for the the feet. I just spoiled some of that. But, you know, if it's not obvious to you guys yet. Let's see. You got ball joint at the shoulders. You got, let's see, sort of you can get the, sorry, my phone. So you can get the head up that way due to the transformation. I shall get into that later. Yeah, that's pretty much it, other than the glaring tail rotating thing. And let's start talking about the tail. The tail I have an issue with is because how stiff this thing is, and how disproportionate it is to the rest of the figure. It looks ridiculous. But then again, this is 1996. They're still, you know, trying the beast warmer thing, and I can forgive them for that. Now, with all that out of the way, let's start getting the transformation. All you have to do is just rip off the tail, put that to the side. You want to flip up his tail hole. His butthole. I'm sorry. I'm young, and that's not, like, really. But anyway, you want to flip that up. Okay, you want to unpeg the feet, or the legs, the robot legs from the chest. You want to flip them around. You want to flip them around the legs. And, fold the head down. Focus. There you go. And then you want to spin the shins around. And then flip up the feet and flip out the heels. And then straighten everything out. Oh, also want to flip up the dino arms to blend in with the rest of the figure. Straighten everything out. And, now let's get to the legs, or the tail. And you just want to run your fingernail down there, and then split it. Look at that. Look at that. Anyway, and then just, okay, excuse my sister for her hiccups. And back to the figure, you want to peg the tail in, and you're pretty much done. Just straighten them out. And, yeah. Okay, now, the robot mode is good. I actually prefer the robot mode over the beast mode, just simply because of Look at this. This is majestic. This is majestic. It looks majestic. I think that, yeah, this figure looks amazing. Well, for its age. And, yeah. So, few issues with this robot mode. Even though I prefer it over the beast mode, there is a few issues. Let's just take this off. Get into that later. So, being that it's so old, you know, it spins perfectly, you know, and then for some reason it gets stopped and it goes back. But yeah. Hold on, there we go. And sometimes it does get stuck, so I have to push it until it breaks. And then main issue with this. Yeah. Look at this. It's so floppy. Why? Why? I know it's old. And I'm just gonna get some super glue to it later. But, you know. Whatever. Other issues I have with this figure is, yeah. This is just way too loose. I can't actually move the shoulder without actually, you know, moving this. I wish it would tab in somewhere. I don't, I have nowhere else. That's the only thing I can complain about. Like, this piece right here. And then this, right here. But yeah, other things is, as you can see, focus. As you can see, I ripped off the battle mask parts because I hated those things. And I just threw them away, so, you know. I mean, you don't have to throw them away, I'm just saying, I did. Let's see, yeah, that's all I can complain about. Really, the battle mask looks stupid. This is too loose, and that. Another thing I found that I want to complain about is, you can see the peg hole stress mark right there. This broke off, and I had to put it back on there. Little disappointed about that, but, you know. Overall, I think, that's just a minor issue. Well, it's a major issue if it breaks. Just to get a close-up of that face, I mean, like, that looks, it looks like Dinobot, really, except for missing a little bit of gold, and it's mostly brown. For colors, I think they favored the, Beast mode. For the colors, however, I'm not complaining, really. It looks nice. Even though that's not totally accurate. Even though it's not totally accurate, I mean, it still looks nice. Another thing I want to point out is, there's a nice, like, grading, like, color-changing effect when the light hits it. Like, it turns, like, a purplish pink. And I do enjoy that. It just... Why? It looks weird, but it looks good at the same time. I don't understand how it works like that, but, it has a nice purplish pink sheen to it. Now, just want to say this. They are making a Masterpiece version of this, like a Masterpiece Dinobot, which, oh, yes, please do. The prototype pictures look nice, except for the, well, actually, I didn't find anything to complain. The waist proportions are a little bit weird, like, around the waist area for the Masterpiece. Like, it looks a little bit weird, but I'll get into that when I actually get the figure. But from the prototype, it looks fine. The CG renderings don't give it, looks fine as well. But yeah, back to this figure. I do enjoy the robot mode. The robot mode isn't bad. I like this robot mode. Eventually, I will get the Telemachia, or whatever you want to call it, the Japanese Telemachia version of Dinobot just for the robot mode. And I'll just turn this into Beast mode, because the Beast mode looks better than the robot mode. But, the Telemocha, I don't know how to pronounce that. It's the Japanese version of the 10th anniversary. That's all I'm saying. I just want to get that. I want to get that one, and then that's it. No more of this mold. Even the Beast Wars 2 mold, I don't remember what his name was. I don't really care for that. But, yeah. For size comparisons, let me get the only 2 Beast Wars figures I ever own. Yeah, I know, big fan, no toys. I was, unfortunately, never around when the original Beast Wars got around. But, there they are. He's, Primal's around a Voyager class. He's around a Scout, maybe Deluxe. Like, in between Scout and Deluxe. Let's see, let's get Hot Rod right here. There's Hot Rod. Yeah, he's a little bit shorter than Hot Rod. Let me fix him up. Let me get him standing. He's a little bit shorter than Hot Rod. Yeah, he's like between a Scout. I know a Scout's like right up to his chest, so he's like in between a Scout and a Deluxe. Let's see. I'm gonna be get her OG video, Chief. Let's get OG Chief. Yeah, he's around the same size as Chief actually, which is interesting. I don't know how to pronounce it. Is it McFarlane or McFarlane? Please, somebody in comments tell me what it is. But anyway, yeah. I just want to get something out of the way. I didn't say this, but when you have the transformation, I don't have the sword. When I bought the thing, it never came with the sword. So, unfortunately, I'm going to have to buy me a separate sword. But, you know, eBay's chock full of those. So what I'm going to do is just get a sword. But what you do is when you plug the sword in right there in that peg hole, and this would close up, and the tip of the sword would be the tip of the tail. And you can just take out the sword and just plug it into that peg hole. Almost forgot articulation for this figure because I am that much of a goofball. So let's start with the head. So the head's on a ball joint. Like the ball joint is actually in the neck, like in the chest, and then in the bottom of the head. So it gets like that down. And then, yeah, thank you, by the way. Yeah, let's see. You get 360. It's just hard to do it since the joint is too tight. Without, you're gonna get a 360 swivel. Let me focus. You got a 360. Oh, you got a hinge joint at the shoulder as well. It's a universal joint, but you know. Then you got another universal joint for the elbow, so you get a 360 swivel and a elbow joint. Normal, you know, arm. Let's see, you got articulated, like all, you know, Dinobot articulation, your normal Dinobot stuff. No waist. You got a ball joint at the thigh and a ball joint at the knee, which gives some turning. So you can go back that far, up that far, and then you can twist it. And then nothing at the feet except for the hinge. Overall, I think this figure is good. It's probably great for the time it was, you know, 1996. I think it's good. You know, I'm happy I have it because I like this is like my first, you know, like old figure, like from like the 90s, anything below the 2000s. I still have a few Cybertron figures and Energon figures, but really, I have nothing beyond that. So I'm happy I got something from the Beast era, like the original Beast era, not like Masterpiece. Hopefully, I know I'm gonna eventually get the Masterpiece Dinobot. By the way, let me guess what you think about that Masterpiece Dinobot. It looks fine. It looks actually great. The robot mode looks great. The Dino mode, you know, I think they're favoring the robot mode more than the Dino mode. So, you know, anyway, back to this figure. I think this figure is good. I'm gonna give it a B, like a B in between B minus and B plus. It's just a B. If you don't have this figure already, if you're a Beast fan, I suggest you get this figure. If you can get it in good condition, that would be great. Mine is a little, you know, it's used and it's worn, so I'm not gonna be messing around with it that much. But thank you guys for watching, and see you next time.